Yeah. Come on in here with your dukes raised up. We on Blab, we on Periscope. Yeah, I know you want to fight. I know what you're looking for. I'm ready for it. I'm not scared. I'm totally not scared. Invite your followers. Invite them. You probably like
You
what?
should be, because you got to explain this.
Yeah, I need a halfway decent full room before I break this down on why I would say something so utterly absurd about. Yeah. Are y'all ready? Okay. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Winnie. Hey, you finally got connected, right? Good job. All right, we're about to dig into this. And host, yes, that would be Tanya. Bless her heart. Okay. How come I can't get to... You're going to have to get the questions because I'm trying to get it pulled up on...
Okay, got it.
Okay, you got it. Okay, so here's the deal, right? Before we jump off into this, okay, I apparently, and I'm mad because I haven't made enough people totally upset with this. Let me take off this earpiece. Okay, but before we get into it, all right, if you don't have this book, the free ebook on my website, I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't. It's free. It's like totally free. It's totally going to help you with relationships. And that I mentioned that it's free. So go to the website. This might come up backwards, but that's okay. ChristopherReid.org. I think it comes up right on Periscope. I don't know. But Tanya will write it in there. And it's entertaining. It's a good read. It's all of that. So check that out. So I wanted to get that out of the way before we jump off into this. Why men cheat and why it's the woman's fault. Okay. Let me say this first of all, right? In terms of the title, okay?
What you got to say?
This was Tanya's idea, okay? It wasn't really what I wanted to go with first, but she said, hey, listen, go with that because, you know, it'll get them stirred up and pumped up. I'll be back. Miss you from talking to you on Lexi. Yes, I'm waiting for Lex to want to do another one. Okay, so... but here's the real deal. Now, let me put this little disclaimer out there because I know somebody's just mad, right? Or you'll see it on the replay. Okay, no one can make anyone else cheat. All right, there, you have it. All right, so men can't make women, women can't make men. All right, so with that being said, now this is a very popular topic. I got it from my, why he married her instead of you video that we did, right? So I'm going to go over each one each week. And so there are like 1,000,001 different reasons why men cheat. A lot of them are very superficial. All right, I'm going to give you that. Okay, so we're not going to talk about all the very superficial reasons why men cheat because you know them and you can Google them and they're out there for you. Okay, but the one that I want to talk about is, are there things that women can do to push men away and create, I don't like your facial expressions, Tanya, and help to create this void or this vulnerability in the man that can be exploited by sister so-and-so. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you're talking with you're talking with your face, okay, but you're not saying anything. Okay. Is there something that you want to get off your chest, Tanya? Because I think you're a little hurt because I think you got that I'm looking for a fight face, but you can't really find out where you can get a jab in on me, and it's upsetting you. First of all, do I look topless? Does it look like this is the tattooed on my chest? Hey,
a little bit.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Yeah. She won't Tanya speak for us. You're out here. You're not doing your job. She wants you to represent the ladies. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this foolishness to start. So
right, because you haven't really found a place to jump in yet. It's kind of like a Jedi mind trick. Okay, all right. Well, hey, listen, I'm not scared. I can take you. It's not really a big deal. And anyone else that has some issues with what I'm about to say, it's cool. Bring it on. I'm not scared. All right, so let's jump into it. Now, I think that all women fall into one of three categories if there are any emotional issues in terms of hurts that haven't been dealt with and all of that past stuff, right? doormats, CEOs, and guarded. All right, so I'm going to approach this topic from those perspectives. All right, so the first one, you got your notes, Tanya?
No.
You're right. I sent them, but you don't have them. Okay. I just wanted to throw you under the bus. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the first one. All right. So I know that I'm about that. There's no loyalty. Okay. So the first one, the doormat. All right. The doormat, in her relationship, she sees it as her responsibility to take on more than her fair share of the burden in the relationship. All right. She believes that being compliant and supportive and overly accommodating makes her more desirable. Okay. I mean, she's a giver. You know, she loves the Lord. She gives. She's excited. She's in there. She's a team player. Okay. I was watching this, I think it was yesterday, and I was like, the timing is great. Do you remember Coming to America? And Eddie Murphy at the wedding, everybody had danced, and yeah, okay. And
whatever it is you like.
Yeah, exactly. So he's back in the back, and he's talking to the woman he's gonna marry, and he's like, okay, before we do this, I just want to get to know you, find out a little bit about you. It's like, what's your favorite music? Whatever music you like.
Whatever it is.
What's your favorite food? And he's like, listen, I can't do this. So he and Arsenio get on a plane, go halfway around the world, to Queens of all people, where people throw their trash out. Isn't that like across the street from you? Aren't you close to Queens?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you can see that. People throwing their trash out on the street. Okay, so, but why would he do that? Okay, so he had this woman who was ready to do whatever he wanted her to do. However he wanted her to do it. But that was not...
no opinion.
Had no opinion, had no sense of... Exact, very boring. So his pursuit or his chase as a man, okay, was looking for the type of woman that would stimulate my intellect as well as my loins, okay? I was looking for an opportunity to do the African thing, and before we got away from it, I just wanted to jump in there. Okay. So now this guy, right, if he's been in a relationship with this type of woman who, whatever food you like, whatever music you like, if he runs across, it's like, see that stereotypical bad girl, and actually we do talk about that on the video, why he married her instead of you, that bad girl, good girl thing. We'll get into that on one of these episodes, but she's maybe feisty, she may be a little combative, may be very brutally honest. Sounds like I'm describing you. I don't know. And, but you know what? He likes that. He really likes it because it screams, to be with me, you have to rise to the challenge. Okay. I'm not going to just be no easy win. I'm big on the movies, right? So, Boomerang, Halle Berry, he wakes up, and then he was with, Jocelyn the night before, and it's the whole, love should have bought your blank home last night, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good example of her not being a doormat. Okay, bro, get to the point. Yeah, I get it. All right, I get it. But this is how I flow, bro. You know what I mean? So you can catch the replay and maybe fast forward.
Trust the process.
Yeah. This is how my thoughts flow. It may not be fast enough for you. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so she was an example of how you should respond to a guy when he tries to overstep your boundaries, right? And then he came running back to her, and it was all cool, right? So, ladies, I'm trying to look at my notes, which are hard to read. Okay. I'm not just... Okay. So you can't just accept what the guy is giving. Okay. Being what the scripture calls a helpmeet is basically getting in my face sometimes, and not getting in my face like in a disrespectful way, but it is holding me accountable. It is letting me know. Sometimes I need the feedback to know that I'm a little off.
Sometimes you're out of line.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a little off. And sometimes I may push you and I may try you just to see if you're going to go for it. All right. So ladies, if you got a situation like this, it's okay to, push back a little bit. Now I'm going to say this about my doormat sisters who are so willing to give and to help out and all that. It's going to be very uncomfortable for you. Okay, because that's not normally the skin that you live in. Okay, but you can do it.
Very hard.
Yeah, it's very hard, and especially if he pushes back. But you can do it in a way that is not disrespectful and that's not combative. All right. Now, if he still, is not feeling it, then maybe you got a decision to make. But sometimes in that instance, a guy may step out just because he feels like I'm being challenged in this situation, not challenged over here. Okay, moving on. All right. The guarded woman. Now, the way she approaches the relationship from this whole why would a guy cheat perspective. All right. When she senses any kind of pain or threat of pain in the relationship, she will either run, she'll fight, deflect, or maybe manipulate. She's very reactionary. Okay. So the situation that may be frustrating for the guy with her is whenever we get into any kind of little disagreement or, I kind of confront you on something, you run or you want to fight. And his thing is, I get tired of that. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not your ex-boyfriend. Okay. And
tired of the combativeness, like arguments. Are you saying like someone that argues all the time, or?
Well, I'm talking about it's not necessarily that she argues all the time per se, but it could be that when he tries to confront her about something or anything that she interprets as, touching that sensitive spot, that makes her feel like
defensive.
Yeah, makes her defensive. But that doesn't mean that she comes out swinging. She might be a runner. Okay, but all he knows is there's distance between the two of them. Okay, all he knows is he feels like she's keeping me at bay because the wall is up and she's guarded. All right, and let me say this: in each one of these examples, when we're talking about a woman doing things that may push a guy away, we're not talking about you being in a relationship with somebody for a week or 2 weeks. We're talking about over some time. Okay, where this behavior has caused that void in the relationship for him to, or for someone else to come in, another woman, and take advantage of that vulnerability. All right. So in this situation, say he meets an old, classmate, he meets somebody on the job, whatever the case may be. And when he says something to her, maybe as some kind of feedback, being honest, you still giving me the side eye. I'm not really sure what that's about. But, I told you can jump in whenever you want. I mean, start swinging, do you. But, when he starts to share this type of feedback with her, she rewards him for it. She finds his honesty refreshing. Okay. She doesn't if he's trying to attack her. And she I want to hear more of it. So for him, this is, he's not used to this. Okay. So it's not that, okay. Somebody said, read that for me, Reverend. So I don't miss that. And
men have ego-based issues, even when most, if not all needs are met, they will still seek out anyway.
That is, here is my challenge with generalizing. It's never applicable to every situation. Okay?
Right.
Because with each one of the categories that I'm going through about the women, there are men that are doormats, guarded, CEO type scenarios, and the woman cheats. I know men doormats that have been cheated on. I know women that say he was boring. I know women that say he wasn't stimulating. I know women that say he didn't have a backbone. You know what I mean? So it really goes both ways. I don't think anybody is all the way good or right and anyone's all the way wrong. So these are just scenarios. But if you disagree, I'm okay with that. Okay, this is just a couple of things that you can just add to your little toolbox of information. All right. So back to the guarded situation. So when he finds somebody that was favorably, when he does that with the guarded woman, he gets penalized, so to speak. All right. And this could cause him to end up being in an emotionally vulnerable situation, and something happens. Now, I will say again.
Are you saying women should change who they are to keep a man?
What I'm saying is, if you are a doormat, you shouldn't be a doormat. If you're guarded, you should not be guarded. Okay? If you are CEO type of I gotta control everything woman, you shouldn't be that, not in your relationship. Okay? So I'm saying that your man, from you making those changes, I'm saying your man in your relationship will benefit from you being healed and whole. Okay? Because, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So hopefully that clears up. You're not doing it to, you can have whatever you like. You're not doing that to just please him. You're doing it to be a better you. And he gets the benefit from that. Okay? Because, yeah, exactly. All right. So in the situation, just to wrap up the guarded section, if he comes to you and he says something, gives you some feedback that you're not feeling, but first of all, you got to be able to recognize, is he really attacking me? Okay, or am I just picking up some past hurts? He reminds me of my ex, or he reminds me of a situation, or this feeling reminds me of a situation when I was growing up, and I hate feeling this way. Okay, he just so happens to be the one. Okay, that.
And then your conditioned response is to just
whatever. It depends on what type of guarded you are. If you the runner, if you the fighter, whatever, So now, granted, those scenarios, meaning you're trying to respond differently, it's going to be challenging because you're not used to responding that way. Read that, Reverend. You got to read that.
Do we not treat relationships like job marketing? You may be happy, but we still test the market.
I'm not sure. If you're saying,
I feel like guys do think like that, and I hate that. That's a problem. If you're in a relationship and you're quote unquote happy, why are you still testing the market? Why are you trying to see what's out there, if something's better out there?
Was that question sent in by a guy? You just remixed it for whatever you felt like you needed it to be for?
No, I said what he said. I said
I'm just playing.
Why don't you pay attention to
I am so sorry, Noomsy. Okay, listen, no. He
said, or she said that don't we treat relationships like marketing or something. He said that when you're still in a relationship, no, I'm not a guy. Okay, so you're in a relationship, they're happy, but still, quote unquote, testing the market. And I said, I feel like a lot of guys think like that. I know I've had experiences where I felt like that in relationships where, I'd be in a relationship, it seemed to be happy. We seemed to be happy, but I also got the feeling that he still was keeping his options open.
Let's be clear on the terminology. So when you say relationship, you mean that it was very clear that you were exclusive.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Remember all the you'll find it in there. Okay. I'm not talking about on this discussion. I'm not talking about a guy who's just going to cheat just because he wants to keep his options open.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about a guy who really is saying, okay, I'm interested in you and this relationship. However, for whatever reason, because like in the doormat situation, I'm not challenged.
I have to say, if he's a good guy.
let me go back to my original disclaimer. No one can make anyone that. I have talked to quite
You
a...
have to say that a few times.
Yeah, I know. I got to say it all the way throughout, you know, because somebody is... I have talked to quite a few people, male, female, who never in a million years would they... these is church going, you know, Bible thumping, tongue talking, all of that, that never in a million years thought they would cheat. They
Right.
ended up under certain circumstances, and I'm not saying that those circumstances are justified. I'm telling you they cheated.
Right.
Okay?
It's just what happened.
Normally, emotional connection. It ain't just let's just hook up, let's just get it on,
Right.
and let's move on.
Right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
that's huge with women. Emotional affairs. It might not even get physical. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting something from you emotionally that I'm not getting over here. And I don't think that it's understood or realized that guys can be susceptible to the same thing. You know, because all
The
the
same type of emotional.
exactly, because all of the stereotypical men are just dogs and men just do this and men don't want to do right anyway, and that's just not true in every instance. Okay. There again, could a person just say this situation is not working for me and I'm out? Yes, they could. Okay. That's the ideal, but in reality, it doesn't always happen like that. Okay. So we're looking just at this part, this little section of cheating over here. Okay. Because I know there's some women out there who just believe just that's what men do. Okay. And that's not always the case. So moving on. All right. The CEO, bless her heart. Are you a CEO? Are you a boss?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Well, no. Not in relationships, no.
So you're bossy,
Not
but
usually.
you're bossy, but you're not. Yeah. Okay. So the CEO, she has to manage everything. She has to feel she has to control everything. And he feels like she undermines my decisions, and he just feel like she treats him like he's an idiot.
That reminds me of when you talk about this woman, I think of the woman from Why Did I Get Married? The
what,
one that
what the bodybuilder
that
looking
argue
dude?
all the time,
Which one?
that dates Marcus.
Right. Oh, the one. Yeah. Would you call her a CEO though?
Yeah. She's like the.
I think she's
She has
guarded.
more money than him. She's the well, isn't that all under guarded?
No.
She has her own business. Is making it happen. She does things. She takes care of everything, and she treats him like that. She treats him like he's a child. So
She might be. I might have to go back and look at it again. Okay, she might be a CEO because I was thinking guarded. But anywho, all right. So after he feels like his testicles have been totally severed from his body, as a result of this behavior. Now we're talking over a long period of time. Okay. Then if he has that chance meeting with Sister So and So, we was in the choir together, whatever the case may be. Yeah, she might Sister So and So might have been eyeballing him, all along. But when he talks to her about his thoughts and You know, how he approaches things. Ooh, I mean, she's really just happy just because he woke up that morning. You know, isn't that an ego issue like the person in the room stated before? I mean, if you break it down, anytime a person cheats, I think it's an ego issue. You know, I mean, ego just means I. So to cheat means that your focus is on you. And then I go back to nobody can make you cheat. So yes, I would agree. It's an ego issue, regardless of, because you always have the option to get out of the relationship if you feel like you have to resort to cheating. Okay. Doesn't happen all the time, but that definitely is your option, and you should take it, because if you're going to cheat, then you're going to compound the situation. Now you're going to bring another whole level of heartbreak, and now you got this other person you're bringing into this situation, and it's going to be bad. But with all that being said, with this particular guy who gets attention, the type of attention that maybe he wanted from the woman that he's with, didn't get it, getting it from someone else, and say that this particular guy, considering I have conversations with guys, private conversations, and I know things that guys talk about, he may be getting catching all this attention and quote unquote rhythm from so and so. He's like, dude, man, I'm really trying my best not to, but golly, and I go home and I'm flowers and I'm just being treated like, and it ends up being a tug of war. Now, he might still decide to do something he definitely should not do. Okay. But I just don't want to make it sound like the brother just jumped out. In this particular situation, he just jumped out there, got it in, and it was over. Because he's just getting his tank filled. All right. So what my advice to the CEO, all right, now, because with her, it's a very delicate thing. Because her issue at the end of the day is trust. The reason that she does everything is because by and large, it's very difficult for her to think that people or trust people to do what she would do the way that she would do it. Okay. So if to sit back and let him lead, is he going to lead the way that you think you should be led? If he doesn't, then it's very challenging for you to say or not say, hey, why are you doing it this way? Or shouldn't we be able to talk about it together? Why do you just get the chance to make the decision? But that's still her having to be involved in the process. And not to say that the guy should be a dictator, but he ain't had an opportunity to really lead at all. Now, a lot of CEO women attract very passive guys. So he doesn't oftentimes step up to the plate and try to lead, because in order for that relationship to work for any length of time, she would have to be with a guy that's going to allow her to take it, because a guy that steps up to her and says, "Well, hey, we're not doing that. What are you talking about?" Oftentimes it may be a clash. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that can be a bad thing. It's just something that just needs to be worked out. So the heart of the matter with her is she just has to learn to be able to trust somebody. Okay. And that's more of a deep-seated issue. Okay. So with that, work on that piece, talk to whomever you need to talk to, and get some help with that. So, and let the brother lead, and if you do give him some feedback, just try to put it in a way that is very supportive, not to make him feel like an idiot.
There needs to be a class on that.
Because ladies, listen, let me say, ladies, especially CEO women too, you can chop a guy down with your mouth and the words, and it just cuts, and it's like to do that, but you can really tear somebody up, just with your words, so, and each one of these, the doormat, the CEO, the guarded woman, there is some work that you're going to have to do to get in a balanced place, in a whole place. All right. So my thing is, if you care about the relationship enough, you want the kind of relationship that thrives, and you're getting what you need, he's getting what he needs. So that is pretty much, Tanya. Oh, let me say this. Hey, if I didn't say it, you didn't hear it, get your free book, the ebook, Forbidden Secrets of the Goodie Box, which your father didn't tell you. And it's free. I mean, if you ain't got it, I mean, who in the world don't, everybody wants free dollar nowadays. Go to the website, ChristopherReid.org, and get your book. Let me know.
I think it's just important to reiterate that if someone's gonna cheat, like, you can't, like, I don't want anyone to confuse it and say, you know, like, sometimes you're in a relationship and you're thinking, they're cheating because of something that I did, and it may be me, and you know, do something better so that they won't cheat.
Yeah, but, so that you can be a pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
well,
that.
Yeah, so a lot of times, like, the doormat personality will actually just, you know, sit around and, you know, try to figure out, okay, well, if I'm a better girlfriend, wife, whatever, if I do something better, then maybe they'll see it and love me more and won't cheat on me. But I think that, you know, that we should make sure that we're not feeling like that and we don't behave like that, because at the end of the day, you're devaluing yourself, and they're never going to treat you better because you already placed yourself at a lesser value.
That's the holistic issue with the doormat, period. You know, to allow yourself to be treated with disrespect, and, you know, trying to be the pleaser, because a lot of what they do is motivated by, I'm a giver, and I like helping, and I enjoy that. Understanding that sometimes you cast your pearls before swine. Sometimes you lay all of your giving at the feet of somebody who doesn't appreciate it, or, you know, kind of piece it out a little bit. You don't have to give 110 all up front. You know, give a little bit, or let them give to you, and then, okay, once they earn a little bit more, then you can respond. Okay, but in this example, we were talking about how guys may, you know, cheat as a result of feeling like they're challenged, or, you know, it was like being just in a relationship by himself. It's a situation where you give 100, you just all in, and it's just nothing. No, it's like, don't do that, you know. But that's not a doormat is not a healthy place to be. Don't do that. If you,
so can we just say that at the end of the day, it's really not the woman's fault if a guy cheats, but there are some things that you can do to place yourself in the position to be cheated on and to continue to be cheated on, but it's not your fault. There's a question.
She said, guys express interest in me. Did you see the first part of the question?
Yeah. There's a guy that is interested in her, and 2 to 3 days will pass without them speaking. Does that mean he's not interested? Didn't we just talk about this? No.
Well, yeah, kind of, probably, because it's always the same. It's always the same stuff, so it's hard not to hit it, you know, all the time. But no, that doesn't mean he's not interested. He's kind of like, you know, guys kind of circle around, you know, and just kind of look from the air. What's going on? Why you say I'm sorry? Okay. She said I'm sorry. I wasn't sure why she said that, but yeah. So I think he's interested in you. He's just probably wanting to see how you respond, you know. And see, it's kind of hard since I don't know, you know, how the interaction is when you respond. I mean, there are different things that you can do. Oh, no. Don't. I mean, if there's a need out there and we need to talk about it again, we'll talk about it again. So don't worry about that. But as I was saying, it's hard without knowing how your interaction is flowing in terms of, you know, what feedback are you giving him, how he's responding to that feedback. It's hard to speak on the specifics of right or wrong, how you're handling it. But I think if he's still popping in every 2 to 3 days, I would say he's definitely still interested. Now, to what degree he's interested, I'm not sure.
I asked her if this was a new relationship.
Oh, he says, I miss you. Oh, he says, I miss you. Yeah.
So is he not making an effort to see you, to hang out with you? I need more details.
Yeah, and it's hard to do it in this platform because you ask a question and then it's like 10 seconds, wait for the answer, and then you reply,
She said it's new.
Yeah, I would just proceed with caution, but at the same time, allow him to pursue you. I assume like you are doing.
And you wait 2 to 3 days before you call him sometimes.
Well, I'm all about allowing the dude to pursue in the beginning. So, yeah. Okay. It sounds like definitely Tanya wants to, she says, yes, I do. Okay. Well, keep us posted. Just allow him to lead. Okay. Yeah. And you're good. So, Tanya, I think that a lot of people, talking about the doormat, since you have some experience with that, a lot of people find it very challenging to see that you were ever in that space. But you definitely were.
Big time.
Yeah, big time. So, and you getting back to what you were saying about we're not asking anybody to live in that space just to please a guy. And it's a very challenging thing with relationships. It is because people mean well. Even a doormat or a CEO is being a CEO because they mean well. A guarded person is guarded, they mean well. Even the doormat is helping and pleasing and being a team player because they mean well. Okay, so in order for like somebody cheating on them, it's very heartbreaking. It's devastating, and so that's why I would say if you feel like that's the route you need to go, first of all, I would have a conversation. But based off the examples that I gave, there have been conversations that they feel have gone, they've just gone unheard. Now one can say, hey, listen, I'm at a place now, and I know somebody that went here. Hey, I'm at a place now that if something don't change, it's hard time getting over my ex, but I don't call about him as you suggested. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
I guess he wasn't for me. It sucks getting over a relationship. It does.
Yeah, that's support group material right there. But what was I saying? That's why I should never take time and just go answer something because I'll be making a thought and I'll just totally.
Yeah, you're supposed to let me read, and you're supposed to.
Yeah, I don't totally have the system. We got a new system. And the software is not, totally, working up to speed. But, what I was saying is I know someone that had shared with their significant other.
Why are you apologizing?
Listen, before it goes out of my head and it's gone forever. I know somebody had told their significant other, hey, listen, the way that this is going, you are causing me, or I shouldn't say you're causing me. The way that this is going, I'm finding myself looking at things or looking at individuals that I don't want to and shouldn't be. However, I need something more from you than what I'm getting because I don't want to be the person that I feel like I'm turning into. I don't want that.
Wow.
So either you're going to do something or we're going to change this between the two of us, or I'm out.
Wow. This was a guy.
This was a guy talking to a woman.
You gotta pay attention. In fact, I think if a guy like actually says something like that, like that's amazing to me. And I think you gotta be a special kind of person to take heed to that. And if you're interested in saving a relationship.
Yeah, you got to be a special kind of person.
And you got to be open and not, like I could see ego getting involved big time for the woman if someone, hearing that,
Why would you say the ego would get involved big time for the woman?
But, well, just anybody on the receiving end of that statement, I could, that's like a challenge to you, kind of, if you're not humble enough to like really be open to fixing the problem, you're gonna respond out of pride.
But isn't that what this is all about? Isn't that the kind of statements that women say they want to hear from a guy? Just be honest with me.
Absolutely. That's why I think that was amazing for him to say that to, beforehand, before anything happened. He knew his mind was going there, and it was possible that he was going to actually go there. For him to come to her and say that beforehand and try to fix it beforehand is amazing. That's wonderful. But I think that a lot of people would have time accepting that.
Yeah, somebody said, but they don't say something most times though. A lot of times they don't, but here's the deal. I think for the ones that do, they don't get much. Like if I wouldn't have shared this story with you, I wouldn't have known that this happened. So my point is that doesn't get publicized. So right. I think there are a lot more guys out here doing a lot of great, wonderful, amazing things than they get credit for. Now, why is that? I don't know. I don't know why. If it's amazing, is the other negative stuff get more press? Maybe because negativity.
That's life.
Yeah, negativity sells. But I think it frustrates guys. Savage, he is saying change or else. Now let's work together to make this better. Okay, she's saying that was good. Did you read that?
I did.
Okay, can you? Okay, say it again, Reverend.
She said that basically he was not trying to fix it. He was giving her an ultimatum, saying change or else, and not saying how can we fix this.
Now, that's very interesting. Her perspective. I'm glad she said that. Cause
I think a lot of women would take it that way.
Now, but here's my question back. Why did you perceive it the way you perceived it? Like, oh my God, that's amazing that he said that. And she was like, she gave the side eye. I'm not saying I'm not saying right, wrong. I'm saying why the different responses.
It's and that's a funny thing. That's what I was saying. I'm like, it depends on where you are emotionally, how you're gonna take that. Because that's hard to take. That statement that he made, that is not an easy.
Okay, so let me try to give a little bit more clarity on my perspective. I don't believe he was saying, hey, change or I'm out. Just to give you a little bit more information, what he was saying was, I've been giving you feedback on things that need to be worked on. Not just that I'm saying you're the only one on the maiden stage. You are already in trouble. Okay. Who's that? Okay.
A lot of people will say things.
Well, yeah, you're definitely in a lot of trouble.
Like it's an ultimatum. What?
She said you're in trouble if you're in an ultimatum stage.
Right. But I think a lot of people will, when you bring issues up, I think that someone on the receiving end can automatically turn around and say, oh, that's an ultimatum. When really it's like, no, this is an issue that I have and we need to work on it. It needs to be fixed.
I wish we were somewhere like we're sitting in a big circle and we could like see the different personalities of who is making the comments to see if they're coming from CEOs, guardians, doormats, or just healthy and whole. Because because that gives a lot of insight on why a person has their particular perspective. So, but like I was saying about him, he wasn't just trying to dictate, hey, either you change or I'm out of here. Not like that, like he was perfect. He was open to whatever feedback that she had, about him, touch and agree and work it out. So I didn't say all that detail, but yeah, that's his perspective. It wasn't just do it my way or the highway.
Like it. I mean, are they still married? If not, if they're divorced, give him my number.
See what I mean by sister so and so? A roaring lion.
Waiting in the wings.
A roaring lions going to and fro, seeking whom they may devour.
That's right.
I won't say nothing. Just going to communicate and say something rather than get mad and say I'm out. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Communicate. Because, come on, y'all. Okay, as a woman, a guy comes to you and says, listen, I've been looking at some things out here, and they looking good, but I've been trying to, and I don't want to be that guy. Mm-hmm. I get that. That's not.
But I'd have to pay attention to it.
I get that for a woman, that's not easy to. That's not easy to. Trust me. If a guy was to hear that, that's definitely not easy to hear. I've been looking at other guys because blah blah blah. Oh my God, you're gonna have to pick him up off the floor. So I get why a woman would not want to hear that, but isn't there something amazing in the fact that he would come to you just so we can have some dialogue about it?
At the end of the day, that's what we say we want. Want someone that's going to be honest with us and tell us the truth and all that. Anytime that you're in a situation where you're cheated on or something like that, you go through that. Well, why couldn't you just talk to me and all that? So
she said, I would, did you get that?
No. She said that she would try to listen, but it would be hard. I didn't get the whole thing.
And here's my thing. I think, we're talking about being honest with ourselves. What's wrong with saying to yourself, yeah, what he was saying was admirable. I just didn't like it. It just didn't feel good. I can't,
and it's not going to feel good.
I can't be mad at what he told me. Dang, I didn't like that. And so,
yeah.
What's wrong with seeing that as I'm not perfect and there's some opportunity here for me to grow? And I mean, right. I'm sure he ain't perfect.
Take it like an attack or like it's an ultimatum. Just,
Here's part of the challenge. Here's part of the challenge with the relationships. We bring all of our stuff, all of our past, relationships and hurts and pains into the relationship. So when you hear something with, ultimatums or somebody sounds like they attacking you or whatever, your stuff rises up. Now, depending on where you are in your level of maturity, development, will determine where that goes. Okay?
Right.
Because we know, ladies, a lot of guys that ain't going to even bring that to your attention. A lot of guys get into a relationship knowing that it's not about, I hope I can remain faithful. It's not, they know they're going to, if they see somebody else they're interested in, they're going to cheat. And I think, to me, what is, I don't know if I say heartbreaking or is, I guess, interesting. Dialogue is great in that situation. I feel he should have said something before. Oh, he did. Well, he said something like, yeah, he did. I mean, this was ongoing conversations. It wasn't like,
because really it didn't get far, right? I mean, he didn't do anything.
I guess it depends. Well, it got this far, so to speak, because he felt like the previous times he brought it up, nothing changed. Mm-hmm. Through the behavior, he could see nothing changed. So obviously you didn't hear what I'm saying. I said before, and as a result, now I find myself here. I don't like to be, I don't want this to be something that I'm dealing with, but I'm dealing with it. So I can choose to deal with it on my own and, situation get out of hand, or I can bring it to you. Hopefully we can work on it, come to some resolve together and move forward. I mean, hey, listen, you can't take away people's free will. She could have said, hey, man, listen, if that's where you are, then, hey, if you're feeling froggy, do you? I don't know. I mean, at every point, you got a decision. But I think what's interesting, what I was about to say is just that women, because I was saying, men get in a relationship and they know they're going to cheat. Some guys. But, more women.
Wait.
Huh?
You said they get into relationships knowing they're gonna cheat?
Some guys, yeah, it's just a part of it. It's like, yeah, she's the one I'm with. She's my main one, but I'm open to whatever. I mean, come on, that doesn't surprise you, I'm sure. But the part I think that's surprising is I think there are some women out there nowadays more and more that have the same mindset, that are open. And I don't mean like open relationships, like this a mutual understanding. You know what I mean? So yeah, where are we going? Where's being in a relationship is one of the few things you can do without really any real prerequisite. I like you, you like me, let's make it work. Let's do it. And you could just be two of the most jacked up individuals on the planet, or one of them, she, has got a lot of stuff they haven't worked through. And normally a person doesn't give you a little card that has everything on it that they're trying to work through and trying to.
These are my issues.
Yeah. And so, yeah, give me your card. I'll take yours. You take mine. And then if I feel like I can do, no, I'm not gonna be able to handle that. Okay, here you go. And maybe it's like speed dating, but you incorporate issues. I don't know. That's probably weird.
I like it.
No, because people will lie and it won't be the real issues, or did people think they can deal with it? Oh, well, I think we can work with this, and you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
I told you from the beginning.
Before we get out of here, I think it's been a little over an hour, right?
Yeah.
That we've been out here. Okay. Well, listen, hopefully this cheating, I know the title, it was misleading intentionally, because women can't make guys cheat and vice versa. But it did kind of get your attention, and I don't know, maybe I just wanted to my hand. But like I told you, I wasn't the one that really came up with it.
Yes, you did. You sent it to me, and I said, I hate it. It makes me mad. Do it.
See, I came up with it, and I was funning. It was a joke. And she was like, oh, my God, you got to do that because it totally upset me. I said, all right,
okay,
well,
that's true.
They're going to be ready.
That's a more accurate statement.
They're going to be ready to drag me into the middle of the street, and really aren't. So I don't know, maybe everybody's, I don't know. Yeah, so I think we're out of here. I'm going to go find something sweet. I'm losing weight. So many of you haven't asked, and I really appreciate it. Not that you should ask.
You're like 100 pounds.
No, I had to do 90 minutes on the elliptical today, yesterday, and the day before. It's really out of control.
Wants to hear about your struggles. You're a man. You're 90 pounds.
I'm not 90 pounds.
You need popsicles and licorice.
Okay.
For dinner.
Tell me, ladies, if you see a guy who's skinny arms and skinny legs and look like he's 9 months pregnant with his shirt tucked in, looking. I mean, hot look.
Definitely not. But you don't look like that, so stop it.
I don't look like that. Why? Because of the 90 minutes. I could just let it all go. Yes, there's vanity. There's vanity. And but I like sweets. I do. I love to eat junk food, which is a real problem. So, but I offset it. So yeah. Till I get so old when my knees just won't work.
Oh God.
No, Diamond Diva, I'm serious. Reverend, listen, I'm 44. I can't just be out here just, that means this year I'll be 45. That's 5 years from 50. You know how serious that is?
Yeah, that's old.
Right. So that means if I eat one chocolate bar, that means that's the equivalent of 3 chocolate bars. Kind of, sort of. I don't know. It made sense. It made sense before I said it, but then when it came out, I couldn't really reconcile it. But yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't want to have this conversation with you.
It's okay. That's what I intend to do. All right. So I'm out, and y'all take care, and we will see you with another conversation. Hopefully it won't upset you and make you mad and make you ready to fight. If you have any suggestions on future topics, let me know and we can dig into it, see what's up. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, and the guy I talked to later, if he stood out, I love, bro, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. Okay. All right. Okay, well, night-night. All right, bye.